Hello again, it's Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV, talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week, and we are wrapping up the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink calendar.
We're wrapping up the show, too, for this year.
I know, this is our last show.
Gracious.
I know, it is. There's one more sprint car race.
Right.
If you're watching this on Saturday, tonight at BAPS up in Pennsylvania, one more 410 race. Still some 360 racing going on. World Finals, Can-Am World Finals, what a great weekend.
Holy moly. So many people. The electricity there is incredible. It's just so much fun, much fun.
It really, truly is. You know, one of the staples, though, I think there's so many things. You have so many memories of this weekend and the reunion aspect of it, and the friends and the family and the seeing people, okay? One of the moments, though, one of the things that's so big to us here is our Tweet Your Seats. Mm-hmm. We do it all the time. Well, Brian Brown, he drives that FVP Casey's car. He won Tweet Your Seat for the year with this. Now, check this out. They do this big four-wide salute with the sprint cars, the late models, and the modifieds.
Probably the coolest spectacle in all of racing,
and
in all
we
honesty.
have seen hundreds and thousands of pictures from the stands, from the infield, from drones. This video, though, of Brian, and you saw it there, to the left was Carson Macedo, to the right was Brock Zierfoss, the fireworks, the pyro, Brian Brown with the Tweet Your Seat of the year. Oh my gosh, Brownie's sharing it with us. Really, really neat stuff. So that was fun. Good stuff. All part of the fun weekend, that's for sure. And fun weekend with the point battle. And it came down to this moment, lap number 6, okay? Donnie Schatz and Brad Sweet mixing it up at the Can-Am World Finals at the dirt track. Johnny Gibson with the call on Dirt Vision. It's our Dryden Diesel all-death-defying move of the week.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Donnie Schatz now third. Gravel to the inside to take the lead out of turn 4. David Gravel leads lap 6. Side by side, Sweet and Schatz racing for the third spot. Sweet's got it back on the top side out of turn 2.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official DEF of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV. Let's go to the Hercules Tire Hotline because joining us is, let's see if we get this right, the 2019 World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Champion, Brad Sweet, the big cat. Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing great. That has a nice ring to it. It makes me smile every time I hear it.
I bet it does. I bet it does. Really, really neat. Brad, the process Saturday night with that finale going toe-to-toe with Donnie, just walk us through the way the race, the way everything unfolded for you on Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, we came into Saturday, obviously, just, in my mind, basically tied.
Yep.
Kind of just made up my mind that we had to win the race pretty much or, be real close. And, I was pretty calm about it all, to be honest, surprisingly. Just felt like we needed to do our job. I knew we needed to have a little luck on our side, and we got a good dash draw. That obviously helped. And then felt pretty good in the dash. Had a good starting spot, and it was basically once you get in the car and do the 4 wide, it's 30 laps, just like any other night. We go out and leave it on the line, and obviously try to win the race. So basically, just went out there and ran as hard as I possibly could for all 30 laps. And, David was just a little better than us. Otherwise, I thought we were, pretty close to maybe being able to get a win there. But luckily enough for us, we were able to keep Donnie behind us. And it was just a great feeling, to go in there and actually, I kind of joked before and said if I was an odds maker, I definitely would say at this point, we were the underdog. So it was nice for us to get over that hurdle and put our names in the record books.
Yep.
Brad, during that race Saturday night, obviously Donnie threw a slider there and got by you real quick, and you were able to get back by him right away. But is there, I mean, I know it all happens so quickly and it unfolds so fast, but are you processing what's happening, or is it just a car to you, or did you realize it was Donnie? What kind of goes through your thought process with that?
Well, you definitely realize it's Donnie, and I'm used to seeing him a lot throughout the season, so it's no surprise. I obviously know he's coming to the front, and you know, there's only so much you can do. Like, it's all happening so quick, like you said. It's not, you know, it's not like I'm able to say, like, oh, he passed me, I better, you know, go faster. I'm already going as fast as, you know, I can, and he is too. And luckily, you know, I just was trying to move around on the racetrack and you know, allowed him to get a run on me, and he drove by me, and then he went to go to the bottom and actually slipped up just a little off of turn 4. And I was able to kind of hit the bottom and come off, and actually pass him back and moved to the top in 1 and 2 and kind of found that line. I felt really good about that line. And I knew gravel had pulled away. I was in second, third. So I felt really good about where we were, but you just never know, you know. Come around that corner and then Danny Dietrich's sitting there with a broken axle. So, you know, I was honestly just going just like I do at any other big race, you know, 110% as hard as I could the whole race, and was the longest last 10 laps I think I've ever felt.
I am sure. The Dietrich moment, the whole place, the whole joint, I mean, there were 20,000 people there gasped at that moment, and we can't imagine what you were going through. I want to go a little earlier, though, on that. You race from February to November. You get to the spot where, you're right, I assess the same way. You're pretty much even up with Donnie. You get ready to start the final feature, and we can't get that race started to save our butts, okay? You got a red flag, you have one good restart, you have other ones are decent, but you have one where you nailed it. What was getting that race started like, knowing there was so much on the line?
Yeah, it's frustrating. I'm sure just the same feeling that everybody had. You know, it's like going to a really good movie and you got to watch, you know, 20 previews before, you know, you just want to get there and get it going. And yeah, it was frustrating. Like you said, I got one good one and one bad one, and then, you know, one good one, and you just never know, you know, which one's going to be the right start. And, you know, those starts are important. You don't want to fall back or lose any track position, you know, especially in the position we were in. So just tried to keep my composure like any other night and make sure that I, you know, got the best start I possibly could, and you know, obviously just run the race the best I could from that point.
Sure.
And you talk about that February to November. We know it's 90-some races a year. We know it's physically tough up and down the road every single day. The grind is incredible, what you guys go through. But being in the position that you were in this year, coming down to the last lap, how much is there a mental ease for you now?
Oh, yeah, it's amazing, honestly. It's such a relief, and you know, I can finally just take a breath. You know, I can enjoy some time with my family and just other things that, you know, you neglect when you get, you know, so involved in a points battle and you know, trying to win races. It's just these summers and you know, trying to, you know, be a champion. It's just a lot goes into it all. And honestly, it's amazing to me that Donnie's been able to win 10 of these. I feel like I had to put so much time and energy and everything into making it happen. And yeah, so it's just it's a huge relief. You know, it feels great. Just we all can't stop smiling, and you know, I'm so happy my wife and daughter are here, and you know, just get to spend a little time with her. You know, these last few weeks I've been kind of staying out in Charlotte and trying to, you know, we've been testing a couple times and trying to get our car a little better to make sure that we were, you know, gonna basically have as good a shot as we possibly could, you know, to win the championship. So yeah, it's a great feeling. I can't describe it, but you know, I'm sure there's been others that feel it, but you know, it's unbelievable.
Well earned and well deserved. We do need to step away, but we've got more with Brad coming up in just a little bit. Want to remind you, Hercules Tires giving away a set of tires. You got to get them in the month of November here. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN to win your free set of Hercules Tires. More with Brad Sweet, the Big Cat, in just a moment.
Do a little shopping? Well, I heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and 10 keeps the competition away. I got you a Granny Smith, seeing you're a little sour. From sweet to tart and everything in between, Sage Fruit supplies every variety of apple that shoppers may be looking for. For over 3 generations, they've been providing customers with only the best apples, pears, and cherries that Washington has to offer. You're finally taking my advice. Well, something like that. I figured out how to get my 10 apples in a day. Sage Fruit, it's the choice of champions.
The Hercules Tire Hotline has the champ, Brad Sweet, joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. Brad, I have one more racing question for you. You have spent your entire World of Outlaw career chasing that 15 car. That's just the truth. It's not what, I mean, and you even talked about it in your banquet speech on Sunday night, what Donnie has done in the bar and the raising of the bar. A two-parter. When did you realize this season that, hey, we're going toe-to-toe with the champ, this guy we've chased our whole life, and what's the level of satisfaction now that you have achieved what really very few people in the sprint car world have ever achieved?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to believe that you can beat him, and year after year chasing him. Obviously, the first few years it seemed, so far-fetched, but there was something, after last year winning Knoxville and, the season that we had last year, I felt like we kind of had enough speed. We were starting to kind of figure it out, what it takes to have that consistency and win the big races. And honestly, after last year's banquet, I went home and, set my gym up in the garage, and I have a whiteboard, and I wrote 2019 World of Outlaw Champion on it. And, that's what I stared at for motivation. And it's honestly what motivated me. That was the goal this year, was to obviously win the big races, but we really wanted to try to, give Donnie a real run for his money this year. And, it's no secret that he didn't really have as good a year as he normally does. So obviously we know if we're gonna stay on top, we're gonna have to, even and raise the bar to another level. He's gonna want that championship back, and we don't want to give it back, and feel like we're just still getting better. Me and Eric and the whole Napa Auto Parts car. It's only our second year together, so we feel like we're gaining momentum, and hopefully we can stay on top.
No doubt. And it's enjoyable to watch you in victory lane when you celebrate, especially those big ones like the Knoxville Nationals last year, the Kings Royal this year. But I've got to ask you, so at first I thought you were doing the chicken dance with the hand flap things, not going to lie. And I was like, wait a second. And then I caught into the loop that it's after a bull rider, Lane Frost. What is that all about, and what's your dedication to him, and where did that all just start?
Yeah, I mean, I just, as a kid, watched the movie about Lane Frost, and felt like he just, I just became a fan of his, and he was basically a bull rider that was probably the greatest bull rider of all time, at least of his time there, and was killed kind of in his prime, and that was his wave that he would do after he had a good ride, and I just thought, you're always kind of looking for something to do as a tribute. It's kind of my way of, honoring all the people that have, I have a lot of close friends that unfortunately, been injured or we've lost them in race cars, and it's kind of a tribute, to them, and it's just, something that I do, and I know people didn't really understand it. Hopefully more people will start to kind of understand. It's just my little quirky celebration, but it's to honor Lane, it's to honor, all the champions and winners that we lost in their prime, doing what they love, and it's just kind of my thing I do now.
I was not aware of that. That is great. I really do. I appreciate that. That is really, really neat. Great stuff for sure. Brad, when I look at where you're at, I think probably some of my first encounters for you is you were a young kid trying to go NASCAR racing, and you had that dance 6 or 7 years ago with the NASCAR world, and I look at your life, and you're a young single guy trying to climb the NASCAR ladder. Here you are, still young, married guy with a daughter, World of Outlaw champion. Do you ever just look at life and say, wow, there was some turns here I didn't see, but then the satisfaction I'm sure this brings you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you kind of nailed it all there. Yeah, it's there's no secret. It's been a grind for me. It's never, nothing's really ever come super easy. I've always felt like I had to work at it, and the NASCAR deal just didn't work out for me. And so when I went back to sprint cars, it definitely felt like I was taking a step backwards, or maybe not doing exactly, like I didn't accomplish what I was trying to accomplish. And it took a year or two to realize that I was much happier driving sprint cars. I can still make a great living. I can contend for championships and wins. And it's so hard to get to that spot, in NASCAR. And, I don't think I would ever, got to that spot. So I'm much happier. Obviously things happen for a reason. And here I am now able to kind of put my name, in the history books and in the record books, and, have a potential to win multiple championships, multiple races, big races. And, just feel like this is my home. I found my home, and get to make a great living and support my family, and couldn't be happier.
Great stuff. It really, truly is. And you are the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Champion. Brad, we appreciate the time joining us today, and really throughout the year. You're always, come on to the stage shows, and we always have fun in front of a live audience, and we do appreciate that. We wish you a great off season with the family. Any big plans, or just in the sprint car world, some of the big plans are not going anywhere? Any big plans?
Yeah. This first couple weeks here, we're going to take our daughter to Disneyland for her first ever trip to Disneyland, so we're excited about that. And then just a lot of relaxing and hanging out, but we're going to go to Australia and do a little racing down under, because we can't sit still for more than a couple weeks, and we got to go do something. So yeah, we'll look forward to just kind of enjoying the moment here. These are great moments and great memories created, so I'm just going to try to take it all in and enjoy it.
Absolutely. We'll do that. Thanks for the time. Enjoy your downtime, and won't be long. I think what they said, 80 some days we'll see you in Volusia. Yeah. So yes, exactly. 80 some days we'll see you in Volusia. So there you go. Thanks for the time, Brad.
Okay, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you guys very much.
There he is. He is the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars for KCK Racing, the Napa car, picking up the championship with a whopping, 16 wins. Great season for sure. Hercules Tires again, free set of tires, www.herculestires.com/MRN. We're giving them away. You got to register to get those tires. Our tweets are coming up next.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
We're back. You're watching Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit. It is time for the Tweet Your Seats Tweets of the Week, and we're kicking it off with none other than the dirt track at Charlotte. Chatty Patty, Catherine, Ralph, Jody, Michelle, K-Rob, Ben, Sabrina, Matt, Hercules Tires, Rich, Kenny, Shane Stewart, Dan, and Tony Stewart Racing all tweeted in Friday. David Gravel, his career win number 50 with the World of Outlaws, and only 27 years old. It just absolutely blows my mind. Donnie Schatz and Logan Schuchart followed him up there, and Saturday he added another one, made it 51, with Brad Sweet and Donnie Schatz also following up. The points battle. Sweet obviously is your champion by 4 points.
4 points after all those races since February. What I also think was neat about the season this year was 3 drivers in double-digit wins. Brad had 16, David had 12, and Donnie had 11. I'm telling you, it was an epic year on the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Tour. We had an epic show at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Marcy, NASCAR Hall of Fame itself. Todd and McCarl Racing were there. It was Dryden Wing Nation legends. Tony Stewart and Ray Evernham representing the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Bobby Allen, Dave Blaney, Terry McCarl, and Billy Pouch representing legends of the dirt track world. And those shares will air on Dryden Wing Nation Presents on YouTube and on our Facebook throughout the off season. So you're going to want to make sure you catch those.
I
and
can
check
only
those out.
imagine the good
stuff.
stories that are going to roll out.
For sure. Yep.
Kelly from Marysville Speedway tweeted in, it was the Mel Hall Memorial final race of this season. Andy Frostberg, 4-time winner of the Hall Memorial, and was followed up by Justin Cox and Michael Ing.
Boy, I'll tell you, we had Andy on our Tuesday show, Andy Forsberg on there. He's a great, great guy. Man, he wears them out there on the West Coast. Central Arizona Speedway, Nate V. Nick. Have no idea what that is. We talk about that every year. Central Arizona ASCS Southwest Tour. John Carney, a national tour driver, went west and won it over Mark Dobmeyer from north to the south, and Eric Wilkins.
This tweet comes from Rich Sweeten Images. It's Bridgeport. It's the URC season finale. Friday's winner was JJ Grosso, and also the winner of the overall Midge Miller crown.
Right.
And then Saturday was Robbie Stillwagon was your winner, and then your champion was 2019 champion was Chad Layton.
Yep.
Cool stuff. And I also saw that Bridgeport is actually going to be shortening up their racetrack.
Yeah,
this
they
year.
have a 5/8, a 3/8, and a quarter mile. They're getting rid of the 5/8 mile track, so it's going to be
interesting to see their upgrades over
good
the
stuff
season.
for sure. Really good stuff. Now, one of our partners is Dryden. Of course, they're on Shark Racing's crew. You see those big tires? Okay. Ben Whitman is one of the crew members on our Dryden Insider. He shows us how to put air in those tires.
Today we're going to show you how to mount up a right rear tire. First thing, you get your impact gun, remove your bead lock, take your right rear tire here, they just got from Hoosier, put it over the wheel, make sure the white letters are up, take your impact gun, run all your bolts back down. After all your bolts are torqued, flip the tire up, put your air chuck in there. Check your tire pressure. Blow our tires up to 25. Now you let it sit for 5 minutes. Now you just gotta bleed it back down and measure it.
Do a little shopping? Well, I heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and 10 keeps the competition away. I got you a Granny Smith, seeing you're a little sour. From sweet to tart and everything in between, Sage Fruit supplies every variety of apple that shoppers may be looking for. For over 3 generations, they've been providing customers with only the best apples, pears, and cherries that Washington has to offer. You're finally taking my advice. Well, something like that. I figured out how to get my 10 apples in a day. Sage Fruit, it's the choice of champions.
Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV, wrapping it up for the 2019 season. And we have so many people we want to thank. First off, our partners. When we think about the people that help us do this, Sage Fruit, Hercules Tires, Dryden, Red Brand Fence. They're some of our really big partners that really jumped in big with us this year. Other partners we have across the Wing Nation brand, Weld Racing, Classic Ink Screen Printing and Embroidery, Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, Aggressive Hydraulics, Hefner Racing Products, our buddies there, and Plan B Sales. So many great partners that we have that help us do that. But Ashley, one of the other group of partners we have is our tracks.
Yeah, we get to actually go out there and
I know, and do our live
right.
shows. So Knoxville Raceway, Port Royal Speedway, and Jackson Motorplex. Some of our most fun that we have of the year is when we get out to our tracks.
So true.
Yes, exactly. We got a lot of people here behind the scenes. Chris Schwartz, our president here of the network. Pat Berger, video production. Tony Rizzuti, our digital manager. Frank Beers, operations. Craig Moore, our producer. The Craiger gets it all done for us. Brian Yesowich, our video producer. And mentioning the video producers, we rely on a lot of really neat partners out there. Dirt Vision, Racing Boys, Speed Shift TV, The Cushion, and Ian Falcone. We have a new World of Outlaw champion.
We do.
We have champions across the board. And what a fun year we've had at Wing Nation. It's been really great.
it's always fun, and we get to talk to all these race car drivers and do
Isn't that
some
cool?
cool stuff, and
Yeah.
we'll get to do it again in about 81 days.
Yeah, we're just like sprint car fans, and we get a
It's true.
chance to talk
It's
to our
true.
heroes, that's
We're
for
very
sure.
lucky.
Thanks to Brad Sweet for joining us here today. But more important than all of that, we say it every week and we mean it. Thank you for joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit.